When you're listening to nothing but the best of oldies, you're listening to Magic 98.9. To nothing but the best.
Vaporwave.
You're listening to
Assorted Vaporwave.
Alright, y'all. And we'll be back with more right after these words. It's number one.
Hello and welcome to the third season of the Assorted Vaporwave podcast. We are back. Now new and improved with real voices, specifically the voice of me, that is Vapid, and my co-host joining me, you know him as Wavypanda. Hi Wavy, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. This is my first time doing something like this, so I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too. This is gonna be fun. In today's show, we have 4 little mini mixes with a lot of vaporwave and vapor adjacent stuff that Wavy and I picked out for you. We have Maitro joining us for an interview. We have a little news segment. And we also have an album of the month review with an album that Wavy picked out for us, where we will go into a little deep dive. So I'm excited, Wavy is excited, I hope you are as well. So let's jump right into the first mini mix. Here is Kawsaki with Tokyo Businessman 92 from his album Retro Travel Future, followed by String Bikini by Myst, and we will be back in about 15 minutes with Maitro, so enjoy.
Businessman.
So that was Subaru XT by Maitro, and we welcome Maitro now to our podcast. Hi.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you for asking. So, if you could introduce yourself shortly, who you are and what you're all about.
I'm Maitro. I'm 31 years old. I'm from the Netherlands. I live in a town called Roosendaal. I make music now for 15 years. I'm inspired by a lot of different genres like hip-hop, vaporwave, future punk, soul, jazz, even house. And I all try to combine it and make my own style out of it, basically.
It's very interesting. So you like music from the 70s and 80s?
Yes, 70s, 80s and 90s. That's the most where I listen to. And I grew up with that music, and I just like to bring that vibe with a new twist or like a modern touch on it.
Mm-hmm. So it's more like updating and paying homage to the original tracks.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I think that's a big part of Vaporwave too, that we just want to preserve and reintroduce awesome sound from the 80s and 70s, yes.
Yes, and that's why I like Vaporwave, is because they trying to capture like a vibe or some music from that time and bring it to this time. And that's why I also like sampling, is that you can bring back music that where young people don't listen to it and let them still enjoy it in a way. And make a different context or I just really enjoy that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as long as you're not going super destructive with it. But that's nothing unique to Vaporwave. That's something that's a plunderphonic approach, mostly, because you can either go like super destructive so that you hardly recognize the original sample, or you can do it like, what was his name? Girl Talk, who samples just micro samples, like 2 or 3 seconds, and uses them like instruments. So that is certainly something that you can also do, but mostly what's nostalgia-inducing, of course, is a slightly updated blast from the past. So is there anything more to the Maitro philosophy, or is it just the updating and reintroducing of old stuff?
Not only that, to be honest. I think also I just want to express my feelings in music where I can normally express myself in words, or it's like emotion or moments in the past, or it's just a way of expressing myself with my music.
So you told me you recently returned from a lengthy hiatus, almost a year, where you didn't keep up with the scene or produce anything new, but you recently returned about a month ago?
That's true, yes. And it happened more often. It's just sometimes I have periods that I don't enjoy music. And recently I just decided if that happens, I just let it go, because I don't want to force my music. And I just feel it doesn't felt right at the time, and then I just quit, let it go. And then when I get back, I get like new inspiration. I rediscovered old music, and I can feels like I'm starting with a clean slate, and it just gives me again that hobby feel. So that's why I took the hiatus. I just wasn't feeling it, and like I said, I don't want to force it.
Yeah, I know that some of the worst stuff I put out was just to have something to put out. So some stuff I deleted 3 months later when I had something good to release, So I definitely get that. That's a good thing to do, and just to refresh the creative sources that we have.
Definitely,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I agree with that.
So you are working on new stuff and are having some projects in the works?
Yes, I'm working on 2 projects now. One is called Atmos, and I want to capture like atmospheres and environments and it will be like a mix between vaporwave, hip hop beats, lo-fi, a little bit like my old style but updated. And I'm also working in Car Showroom 3. The latest release that I had was Car Showroom 2. And I just like to make that style of beats. It's mostly vapor trap. And so I'm also working on that. And besides that, I'm just experimenting and trying out new stuff. And like I said, I just recently started again. So yeah, I'll need to get back at it. But those two projects are like my main thing that I want to focus on this year.
So now that you're back, do you feel like when you first started making vaporwave, what was that like? What drew you to the scene? How did the whole Maitro thing start?
That's a funny story because I was basically just making beats when I was like, I started when I was 15, and I was inspired by artists like MF Doom, J Dilla, Madlib. I don't know if you're familiar with those artists.
That rings a bell.
Yeah, and they sometimes they sampled 80s music, and I really liked that, so I started to do my own thing with it. And then I uploaded a track on YouTube called Vintage Hearts, and it was sounding like vaporwave, but I didn't know what vaporwave was at that time. And then somebody commented hashtag vaporwave, and I was like, huh, what is vaporwave? And from there on, I kind of got up with vaporwave and tried to mix beats with vaporwave elements, and that's how I came in the vaporwave scene.
So you were Maitro before you were vaporwave?
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, that's funny. For me, it was the exact opposite thing. I used to make my own beats also. I started around the same time when I was 14, 15. And I made like trance and electro and stuff like that. Very much inspired by pop music acts like Scooter and stuff like that. And and all this Doom and Charlie Low Noise and Mental Theo. And
nice.
Yeah, and I stopped around the time I quit college because it just wasn't. I always tried to make it big in big air quotes, and when that didn't crystallize, I switched to DJing, and that didn't work out, and then I quit altogether. And then in 2016 I stumbled across vaporwave. A friend of mine, I have told this story a million times, a friend of mine told me about vaporwave, and I fell in love instantly, and I think three weeks later I had my first EP out.
Nice,
so it really rekindled my own love for producing, and vaporwave is the reason I'm still here.
Yeah, that's a fun story. Yeah, and I what I most like about vaporwave is the nostalgic part, because I'm a really nostalgic person, and the art. I like the art a lot. So,
the visual style is very important.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. So I'm kind of happy about the accident that happened with the hashtag vaporwave on YouTube.
Yeah, hey, I gotta check that out. Maybe we will play it in the second set. If it fits at all. But no, really, I love that. I recently stumbled on that first EP I was mentioning. It wasn't like a SoundCloud or Bandcamp. I didn't even know Bandcamp existed back then. It's on YouTube with gaudy self-made aesthetics. So I tweeted about it like yesterday. It's fun to reminisce about the old stuff. So like 2016 is already nostalgic for me. No way.
Yeah, for me too. That's so crazy. And on the other hand, it feels like yesterday, but then it's 8 years ago. So
If I look at my development in that time, or the journey, whom I've collaborated with, my mastering, generally I started out making like edits, slow down reverb. Yeah, I didn't start adding my own beats until the 4th or 5th album.
I think a lot of in the early vaporwave days, a lot of samples didn't have beats, if I'm right.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that came a little later.
Yeah, but I started in like 2019. I was way late. I was way late. But yeah, no, I think the first really beat addition stuff was the future funk stuff like Macross in the beginning.
Yeah. That's that was the turning point. Yeah. That's basically it.
I think it's funny what you can find on YouTube. Did you hear about that oldest vaporwave song that they recently found?
No, I haven't heard about that.
Oh, it's 𝚡phlogs. Apparently, almost a year before the Nobody Here stuff by Sunset Corp. It's just an echo jam. It's like slow down reverb, sung by the Flamingos, very vaporwave. But yeah, it seems to be legit, and we discuss it in the news segment later. But yeah, it's the oldest vaporwave song is no longer Nobody Here, apparently.
Oh, I definitely want to check that out. I always thought like James Ferrero was the first vaporwave, or isn't that officially vaporwave? Still not sure about it.
Well, I think James Ferraro was after OPN released the Chuck Person stuff.
Oh yeah,
I think the James Ferraro thing was together with Floral Shop.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So the Nobody Here stuff by Sunset Corp on the YouTube channel was 2009, and the 𝚡phlogs is 2008, August or July.
I'm definitely gonna check that out. Yeah, so
it's spelled with a PH, all one word.
It's a PH.
The films or the fish might have a Y. I don't remember. What is it with people spelling their names with Ys? Vapid.
So you pronounce it like vapid?
It's just vapid. It's not vapid. It's not vapid. It's. I once had a situation where I said it's like vapid but with a Y, and the guy said, "Okay, yapid, got it."
Yeah. For me too. Like we had a talk in the chat. People are still not sure. Is it Maitro or Maitro? But I'm like, for me personally, it's Maitro, but if people want to pronounce it differently, I'm okay with that.
I tried typing it into Google Translate, because it normally when I have problem pronouncing something like Japanese, I try that, and it was always, it said first it was French, then it asked me if I meant metro. Then I said no, and then it said no, it's Maitro, only in German it's pronounced Maitro.
Yeah, and that's for me is the right name. Maybe because I'm also Dutch, and German and Dutch are pretty similar.
Mm-hmm. In Dutch, it said it was also pronounced Maitro.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yes, that's why I asked, because I was confused.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
So is there any story behind your name?
Yes, when I started making music, I wasn't making hip-hop beats, but house electro music. And we have like a radio who plays that stuff, and they had a contest. And you can just upload a track, and if you get in the top 3, you will get on the radio. And you had to let people vote. So friends of mine were all voting and making new accounts, and I turned out to be number 3. So they played me on the radio, but my actual name was Maestro, because my last name is Meesters, and that is like masters, and that then you can make the name Maestro. But I'm a pretty clumsy person, and when I uploaded the track, I forgot the S in the name. So it was Maitro. I just forgot the S, and then they played on the radio, and they said like, use Maitro with B static, and I was like, okay, I just go with that name. So that's how Maitro.
You're already famous, right?
No, it was
just a funny story.
Yeah, well, it was just lucky, because mostly I got a lot of votes because of my friends. They were all making accounts, so it wasn't really fair that I was there. So yeah, that's where the name came from. And I think it's better than Maestro, because Maestro sounds like a little bit of a cliche name, to be honest.
Yeah, it's very generic. Maitro it's just like electro, but what's Maitro? What's that all about? It sticks in your head.
Yeah.
And I think you didn't have to explain what Maester, since Game of Thrones, I think everybody knows what a Maester is.
Oh, okay, good. I didn't watch Games of Thrones, so but a lot of people do.
So they have these old dudes like monks, but they are like higher up in the hierarchy, and they are called Maester so and so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I just know it by memes. I watched the first 3 seasons and then it got too complicated.
Yeah, I just watched a random episode, but I think you need to watch it from beginning to end to get it. It's not like a sitcom or whatever. They can hop in an episode and get into
No,
it.
even then it's like really complicated. They have like 5 different groups in 9 different locations, and you have to consult. Even when you read the books, I have heard you need to consult the maps and stuff, and then
Wow.
all the names sound pretty similar. So when you miss an episode, it's work to watch. It's work, and that's something I just don't enjoy.
Yeah, me neither. I just want to.
No diss on the property or anything.
No, for me either. But for me, with the series, I just like to zone out and relax and not think too much.
So let's get back on topic. So
Yeah.
what about a favorite Vaporwave album or artist?
My favorite Vaporwave album is Kodak Cameo with Mirage. It's an album from 2013, and it's inspired by Las Vegas and casinos. And it was with that album I fell in love with Vaporwave.
Yeah, very cool. I have to check that out. Funny that most favorite albums are always pre-2014.
For me,
Yeah, no, it's just like okay, haven't we done anything in the last 10 years? God, no, but the old classics are the proto stuff is sometimes better than the current stuff. So yeah, and everybody has his favorites. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Any last words to the audience?
I just want to say to the audience that I'm really thankful that you all still listen to me after a long while I've been back. And I just really appreciate it. And I hope you're all going to enjoy new music that I'm going to release this year.
Yeah, so thank you for being with us today. Wavy couldn't make it because he was indisposed at the time of recording. But we have a wonderful set coming up mixed by him, and he will be back with us right after it. So we start out with Rachika Nayar with her track Gridlock. Enjoy.
And that was Marina Herlop with Mew.
So yeah, let's get into the news. So we have some developments in the vapor scene. Data Girl and Nano Shrine are getting engaged, and we find that very cute and would like to congratulate the happy couple.
Congrats.
Yeah. Then Drop Baseline, aka at Perry's Glances, disappeared off Twitter and Bandcamp recently, a few days ago at the time of this recording. Just up and nuked his account. SoundCloud is apparently still up. Didn't respond to my messages, but nobody should be worried. He told me once that he does that from time to time, so there's no reason for panic. But it's very sad because he released some very nice albums this year and they are gone now. So it's always sad when that happens.
Regarding new releases this month, we have notable releases by Windows 96 and Vaporwave. Wavy, you checked out the Windows 96 dated new aesthetic?
Yes, I have. So to be honest with you, I wasn't that big of a Windows 96 fan, but his last two albums really impressed me. This Twilight synth kind of retrofuturistic sound, I really like it.
I had the joy of checking out Vaporwave's newest release this week, Grocery Store Sunset. Also very true to form, no major surprises, but very lush, very lo-fi, but not as harsh as most other releases in that vein. Almost vapor funky. Fave track was Anything. I'm just a sucker for roads with a wobbly tape effect, and I would say it's a definite listen and 9 out of 10 in my book.
But let's get to the really big news this week. At the time of recording, we have just received word that P&R, Pause and Reflect Music, is shutting down. Yeah, that was a thing this week. Wavy, your take.
Yeah, this is really sad because Com is a close friend of mine, and he actually put out my first tape on P&R. So, yeah, this is really sad, but it's understandable. It'll put your life first before anything. So
yeah, it's a sad thing to see a label go. But we already talked to him because incidentally he was originally supposed to be our first guest. And with the transition in his life, he thought it best to postpone at least the appearance on our show. But we talked to him and he assured us that the Bandcamp of P&R will be staying up. The artists will be compensated as before. Stock will be available until it's sold out. There will be nothing new on the label, but it will be archived, so to speak. Comma will be back solo under his own brand. He will still do music. He will still do URL tests like Duality Test, which was a very big event we had the honor to play at, me and Wavypanda. And he emphasized publicly, that's why I'm comfortable to mention this, he emphasized publicly on Twitter that this shutdown has nothing to do with the recent developments in his life, and that this was a decision that he had made a while ago. Yeah, so the label will be up, he will be back in time, and yeah, it's sad to see one of the most active and very well-established labels in the community shut down, but that's the spirit of Vaporwave in a sense that everything is just temporary.
Yeah, and speaking of things that don't last forever, we have some news regarding our very own Wavypanda, who is part of a group called Glass Remnant. There has been some developments recently. Wavy, what happened?
So yeah, Dan or Weasel Socks, he decided that he wants to leave the group, and it's not because of any infighting or anything. You know, like we said earlier, life happens and just gotta roll with the punches, I guess. Just a change in season, if you will.
So you are not looking for a new member to replace anything, or are there plans?
Not right now. Maybe in the future, but me and Caesar wanna focus on us right now, I guess.
And you're still friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so that's nice. So, like with the PNR situation, it's not very dramatic, it's just change.
Yeah.
So, we'll see what the future holds for Glass Remnant. Speaking of the future, we can talk about the past real quick.
The oldest, allegedly, vaporwave track has been found on YouTube. It's called Boss For You by... let me check. It's phlyingphrogphilmz with PH, and it's uploaded. It has been uploaded allegedly July 30th, 2008, which is almost a full year before Nobody Here by Sunset Corp, which would indeed make it the very first vaporwave track in existence. You recognize, I keep saying allegedly, Wavy, you have also some strong feelings on the matter.
Yeah, I don't know if I buy it 100%.
Me too, me neither.
I don't know. I might be a bit biased because I'm OPN fanboy, but to me it just feels like one of those vids you watch and you high. I don't know if you know about those, but it doesn't really read vaporwave to me. The aesthetic of it, at least, it obviously sounds like it, but I don't know. It just doesn't feel right to me.
Okay, that was. I had the exact opposite reaction to it. I was surprised by how vaporwave it was. If you compare the OPN Sunset Corp videos, the Nobody Here is famous, but he also uploaded another one on the same day. That is a bit similar to the video on phlyingphrogphilmz channel. The thing that also bugged me about it is that I didn't need to Google a lot to find hacks and cheats to fake an upload date on YouTube. So that is. I'm not saying anything. I'm not making any accusations. It's a possibility. I don't know. I just think there's so much. Nobody found it before in 16 years, despite numerous deep dives on the matter. Like Pat Jennington, I think, did the deepest dive on it that was possible and didn't find this. The OP was aware of vaporwave but didn't brag about inventing it by accident. There's nothing comparable on the channel. It's just, I don't think it's just a lot of red flags. I'm not saying it's not a possibility. It's more of an echo jam anyway, not really vaporwave, besides the slowdown and the reverb. But I don't know. I called hoax on Twitter. I'm not saying hoax anymore, but I'm still skeptical.
There's too many coincidences. I don't know. This feels weird.
It feels off. So we will keep an eye on that, of course, and maybe we'll have an update in the future. So yeah, that was our little news segment. I don't think there's anything more to report of note. If we missed anything, you can always message us on X, formerly Twitter, and we will include it maybe in the next show. Yeah. So now we have another set that should be mine. And we start with Boss For You by phlyingphrogphilmz.
a sleepy little backwater once known as the Redneck Riviera is the place to party.
So that was Epson with Free Kid, parentheses Sunflower, followed by a song of my latest album, Azure Confusion, the definitive version of Love is a Spectrum, which is a version of What is Love, which many will have recognized there in the end. So now we come to our album of the month. Wavy picked a really nice ambient release for us. It's from an artist called Ulla, and it's called Foam. So, Wavy, what can you tell us about this nice little release?
Yeah, the reason I picked this album, because it's everything I want in an album. It's ambient and has really nice, complex melodies without being too overbearing. It's chaotic and glitchy, but not in a intrusive way. It's kind of jazzy, kind of like a jazzier take on Infinity Frequency's work. The main thing that attracted me to this album was the use of vocals.
Yeah, now that you say it, I recognize that too. Yeah, jazzy is something that is also in my notes about this. Yeah, so my review of the album would be that, yeah, it's all in all a very chill and jazzy little joint. Nothing that I would seek out on myself because I like music with a beat. But it was very enjoyable. I like the cover art, it's very minimalistic. Mariana was an okay track because it was just one sample, I think, of a guitar melody, so that was really nice and ethereal. Creepy Girl almost had a beat to it with his glitches, so that was nice. I like the song titles on the album. I've long maintained that you can name your tracks whatever you like. You can just use funny phrases and nice sounding words. Doesn't necessarily have to relate to the sample or the song. For Your Love was probably my favorite track on the thing. The piano glitches on that are very nice. And that thick vinyl crackle that's obviously sampled from a real vinyl is very cool because emulated vinyl crackles tend to sound tinny and missing the periodicity where you can hear that there's a scratch on the disc that repeats. Yeah. Scrubby is towards the end of the album, kind of reminded me of the Rugrats opening theme, if you remember that. But the progression of the album was very nice. I wouldn't mind listening to it again, but I wouldn't have found it without having been recommended it. Yeah. So yeah, that was my review. Very nice. So yeah, that was our album of the month, Ulla, Foam, available on Bandcamp. And I think the first set already contained a track from the album, and the next set will also.
Yep, the first set had the 6-track Sad Face, and the next one allowed the 3rd track popping up.
Okay, and we start with?
We have Koe-sama's 2132-021943, followed by an extract of my recent EP by Juju.
Okay, let's jump into it.
Okay, that was Crucifixion being by DDS and Holy Waxwing.
Okay, so that was our first show of season 3. It was a blast for me personally. Wavy, did you enjoy your experience?
Yeah, it was amazing.
Okay, we will be back in February with our guest Kawsaki. We will have another album review and lots of vapor-related stuff and chit-chat. I have been Vapid.
And I'm Wavy. See you next month.
Awesome.